Where true power begins, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can accomplish. Napoleon Hill. In a world saturated with noise, screens, and distractions, most people are looking for external solutions, hacks, shortcuts, secrets that promise immediate success. But let me tell you the truth. True power cannot be bought. It is not found. It is being built. And it doesn't start in an application, nor in a book, nor even in a method. It starts in you, by a choice, by a single decision, that of regain control of your mind. If you want to develop calm, clear, and unshakable mental power, so subscribe now. Leave a comment to tell me where you are in your own journey, and prepare yourself. What you are about to discover here may change the way you think for good. Key number 1, distraction is your worst enemy. Close your eyes for a second. Listen, not silence, no. Listen to what is trying to steal this moment from you. A beep, a notification, a useless memory, an image that has no connection with your dreams. And yet, you just gave him your attention. What you just heard is not a simple nuisance. It's a theft. And this thief infiltrates your mind every day. He doesn't break down the door. He comes in with your permission. This thief is called distraction, and it is much more dangerous than ignorance. Ignorance you can correct with a book. But distraction, it creeps in while you're reading. She sits next to you while you work. It slips between every thought like an invisible poison. And yet, you live with it. Worse, you're there accustomed. You wake up in the morning with your phone. You go to bed with a video playing in the background. And between the two, you don't pass only 1 hour without your mind jumping from one topic to another. Do you know what you are paying for? You pay with your mental clarity, your creative energy, your power of concentration, and the most tragic? It's not that you're wasting your time. That's what you lose your life in 15-second increments. Yes, you believe you lack motivation or discipline or ambition. But that's not it. You lack silence. A real silence, brutal. Not a break between two videos, a deep silence where the mind can finally align. Listen to me carefully. If you don't control your attention, someone else will. And those who control your attention control your decisions. And those who control your decisions control your life. This is not a metaphor. It's a war for your mind. And every time you give in to a distraction, you lay down your arms. Do you think it's just a YouTube break? No. It's a leak. Every second spent responding to the moment is a second stolen from your long-term vision. And in a world that wants you distracted, concentration is an act of rebellion. Ask yourself the question, what would I let in if my attention was worth $1,000 a minute? Because that's exactly what it's worth in the long run. You are what you consume. You are what you repeat, and what you repeat becomes your life. So now make the choice, not to work more, nor to read more, nor even to run faster. More than fiercely protect your attention. Because a scattered mind does not create. A scattered mind builds nothing. A scattered mind remains a slave to what distracts him. And you? What did you come for? Key number 2. Calmness is not a weakness, it is a strength. There is a man in a room. He doesn't speak, he doesn't move. But when he enters, something changes in the air. Eyes turn away. Voices lower. Gestures become less sure. He hasn't said anything, but everyone is listening to him. This is the power of calm. It is not an absence, it's not a void, it is a presence, dense, whole, controlled. Because the one who does not react immediately is often the one who sees all. Look around you. The world is built on the instant. We have to go quickly, respond quickly, win quickly, show quickly, but everything that is built in haste. Fall at the first wind. Calm, him, don't fall. He holds, he observes, he waits. And when he acts, it's always at the right time. Understand this: calm is not a posture, it is a power. It is the power of the one who don't get carried away. It is the silent superiority of the one who choose when to speak, when to listen, when to step forward, when to be silent. And this power is rare, because few have the discipline to be silent inside. Being calm is not about repressing your emotions. It's about crossing them without getting carried away. It is observing the storm and saying, "I am bigger than her." You won't learn this calm in public. It is forged in silence. When you are alone, when the world screams, but you refuse to scream with it. It is in these moments that you become master. Master your impulses. Master of your breath. Master of your gaze. Master of your word. You are no longer a puppet hanging on the strings of emotion. You are the thread, the one who connects intention and action, the one who doesn't break, even under pressure. Nothing is more impressive than a person who keeps their cool when everything around is burning. Because calm creates a divide in time, an interval between provocation and response. And in this interval lies true freedom. They don't teach you that in school. You are taught to speak quickly, to shine, to convince. But nobody teaches you the power of silence just before the answer. And yet, it is in this half-second of observation that deep intelligence is born, that of wise people, strategists, leaders, that of the invisible builders. Remember this: he who rushes to power ends up losing it. He who stands still in chaos ends up dominating him. So, the next time someone provokes you, that you are pushed, that you are challenged, don't react. Breathe, look, feel. And remember, calm is the strength of those who have nothing to prove. Key number 3. Breathing is your secret weapon. Sit down, straighten your back, gently close your eyes. Now, breathe. Not like usual, not that quick, distracted breathing that betrays an overwhelmed mind. None. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Hold back for a second. Then exhale gently through your mouth. You just did more than breathe. You just regain your power. You may not realize it yet, but your breath is the forgotten lever of your intelligence, your clarity, your calm. It is that invisible thread that connects your body to your mind. It's not a luxury. This is not a new age relaxation technique. It's a mental weapon, available at any time, that 99% of people don't even know how to handle. Observe the masters, the monks, the warriors. They breathe with intention. Before the fight, before the word, before the choice. Ka, he who controls his breathing, no longer reacts. He answers. And in a world that pushes towards impulsiveness, immediacy, overheating, those who respond instead of react take the advantage. Whenever you feel cornered, overwhelmed, or out of control, you have two choices. Follow the external rhythm, lose your anchor, explode or flee. Return to the breath, to slow down, refocus, rebuild your intention. Your breath is your lifeline to the present moment, and in this moment, here, now, nothing attacks you, nothing controls you, everything becomes visible. It is in this space between emotion and reaction that your true freedom begins, and it is not an abstract concept. It's a practice, a habit, daily training. No need for a mountain, no need for a spiritual retreat. You can practice control your breathing while walking down the street, while waiting at the checkout, when responding to a difficult email, upon hearing a criticism just before speaking. The world pushes you to get restless. You learn Toto slow down. And there, in this voluntary slowdown, your mind becomes clearer. You are no longer in an emergency. You are no longer in automatic reaction. You are in the choice. And you make this choice not with nerves, but with intelligence. An intelligence that does not run. An intelligence that sees more deeply. Breathing is not just about surviving. It is control your nervous system. It's telling your brain, I am the master here, not fear, not emotion, not the old reflex. A well-placed breath can diffuse a conflict, reveal a truth, change a trajectory. So next time you feel the pressure mounting, don't do anything right away. Do one thing, breathe. Because it is in this breath that resides your true power. Key number 4. Observation is intelligence in motion. He's there in the corner of a room. You don't notice him right away. He doesn't speak. He doesn't take the spotlight. He doesn't try to convince. But he sees everything. He notices that the director's hand is shaking slightly. Let the assistant avoid looking when talking about the budget. That the new recruit's smile comes half a second too late. He doesn't judge. They observe. And while others talk to reassure themselves, collects data that no one sees, because the majority look at, but very little see. And see, really see, it's not having good eyes. It is to have a sharp mind, a mind that doesn't jump to conclusions, a spirit that feels the invisible, a mind that lets the details speak for themselves. What you see determines what you understand. And what you understand determines what you can change. The modern world wants to make you blind to subtle signs. You are bombarded with screens, images, noise, and rapid messages. But the more you consume, less you discern. And yet, it's in the nuances that everything is played out. It's never the word that counts, but the tone. Not the gesture, but the moment. Not the word, but the silence between the words. Those who see beyond appearances do not need to raise their voices. They don't need convincing. They don't even need to justify themselves, because they have the information that others do not know. They see the flaws in certainties, the tensions behind the smiles, the truths hid and beneath habits. And in a world where everyone runs, them are moving forward slowly but surely. Observation is a slow force, more implacable. Those who developed it are always ahead of the curve. They don't act to react. They place their actions like pieces on an invisible chessboard. Every look is a learning opportunity. Every situation, an open page. Every silence, a revelation waiting. Look around you today. Listen more than you speak. Let others get excited. And you? Look deeply. Observe the tensions in a waiting room, the way a colleague avoids certain words, the way your own body reacts to a simple phrase. Everything speaks, but only those who are silent can hear. Observation is a slow dance between presence and acuity. It is intelligence that is not satisfied with information. She wants the truth. And he who possesses the truth, even partial, don't need to fight. The sails where others drown. Do you want to become formidable without violence? Start by practicing see, not with your eyes, but with your attention. And you will quickly understand that most do not live. They cross, while you will read the world like an open book. Key number 5. Self-control is the real capital. You can have it all. You can have money. You can have a name. You can have degrees, contacts, a reputation. But if you don't own yourself, you have nothing. You are fragile. You are manipulable. You are dependent on circumstances, moods, winds. And in a world that constantly tests you, to be dependent is to be vulnerable. So listen carefully. The greatest wealth you can acquire, it's not gold. It's not glory. This is the self-control. He who controls himself becomes a stability pole in an unstable world. He becomes an anchor in chaos, a fixed point in an ocean of emotions. And that's not something we grant you. It's not a talent. This is not a gift. It is a discipline, a daily job, a rigorous practice. You train, you fail, you start again. You learn not to speak when your ego is burning. You learn not to respond when your pride is piqued. You learn to choose instead of reacting, because you finally understand. Every automatic reaction is an abandoned power. And you don't give up anymore. You build your strength like you forge a blade. You heat, you bend, you hammer, you refine. You no longer live at the mercy of the outside. You become architect of your inner world, and in this world you choose. Your thoughts tease actions, your words tease silences. You are no longer a consequence. You are a cause. Those who succeed in the long term are not the brightest, nor the loudest. They are the ones who know remain stable in disorder. Their stability inspires confidence. Their calm destabilizes opponents. Their restraint makes those who have no control over themselves tremble. And you can become that person. But there is a price. You have to observe yourself every day. You have to listen to yourself honestly. You have to breathe when you want to scream. Shut up when you want to explode. And speak when it's right, not when it's tempting. It's an art. And like any art, it requires a repetition. Do you want to become inflexible in your principles? Practice them, not when it's easy, more when it's uncomfortable. Do you want to be flexible in your strategy? Stay clear in your mission and adapt your method without ever selling your integrity. You want to be impossible to manipulate? Know yourself, control your pace, keep your center. Because nothing has any hold on someone anymore who no longer gives the remote control of his mind to the outside world. Self-control is not a posture. It's a quiet power, which scares without making noise. You can lose a debate, you may lose an opportunity. But if you don't lose your calm, you never really lost. And that's where you become rare, unshakable, and terribly respected. You are already powerful. You just need to remember there is nothing to go looking for at the ends of the earth. Not in another life. Not in some fantasy version of yourself. Not in the bright promises of a troubled world. What you are looking for, you already have it, but you forgot it. Buried under fears, noises, expectations, automatic gestures. You don't need to become someone else. You only need to remind you. Remember what you knew before you were taught to doubt. Remember what your breath already knows how to do. Remember that calm is not a break, it is a power. Nothing can make you smarter than your own silence. Nothing can make you stronger than your own presence. And nothing can make you more formidable than your own mastery. Don't try to impress, look around you. That's enough. It's rare, and it is what the world cannot manipulate. So when everything is agitated, when the pressure rises, when others seek to be heard, do the opposite. Come back to yourself. Listen to what doesn't scream, which is stable, inflexible, here. Because it is there, in this space of calm, that you don't just get smarter, you are becoming formidable. And the most beautiful? This power belongs to no one but you.